The object of Taxi Chronicles is to allow real riders with real stories, share their experience and enhance your life. So sit back and enjoy the journey. Morning. We're back with another episode, another rider. Today we have Raven in the house. And he's probably going to correct me with his name. And he's going to talk about his company, his tech company, how he founded it, how he's a partner, and what he provides, and how it helps society. So nice to have you here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
First of all, what's the name of the company and why did you start it?
It's called Getgrounded, and the reason that we started it was that the landlord or the buy-to-let landlords around London and UK can definitely save a lot of money and be able to reinvest that in so many different ways back into the market, with the idea in the future being able to get everyone, no matter how much money they have, onto the property ladder.
So Getgrounded, the purpose is, so what is it, like a mortgage company?
It's not a mortgage, so it's a company formation company. So we focus on buy-to-let properties.
Yeah.
What we do, we get empty company shells, we associate your property to that company, and no longer is your property kind of seen as a property, it's more like an asset to a company. So say if you were to want to go in to buy a property with maybe 5 other people, that's very easy through my company. You all are acting shareholders, you own a certain percentage based on how much you pay towards the property, and you own all shares of the company. So you're basically dividing properties all around you.
So there's 2 questions that come from that.
Mm-hmm.
One is tax-wise, how does it affect the person or the people in the investment?
Mm-hmm.
The other question is, where did this idea come from?
2 great questions. First question, I would say there's loads of tax benefits. The main reasons of doing this is because of the tax benefits. There's obviously, you can go, instead of going through income tax, you can collect all your money within the company and then take it out as capital gains tax, which is a much lower rate at like 14 to 17%. But as well as that, one of the benefits I like to talk about, as there are many, but one of the best, is the loan repayments. So as you're taking the loan against the company, i.e. a mortgage, you're able to pay that back before your income is taxed. So you can pay it with your tax-free income.
Mm-hmm.
So that's direct debt payments. So you're able to pay these mortgages off much quicker because you're not already being taxed on that money. There are loads of benefits I could definitely talk about. I think also the benefit as well is the exchanging of property, or exchanging of shares, as we like to say. Say if I was going to sell you a property, you might be like, oh, I don't really want to pay the stamp duty, I don't want to pay all these other extra payments that are all around the acquiring a property. Well, if you're buying shares of a company, you actually skip out on the idea of paying stamp duty and all these other benefits, but still get the benefits of owning the property.
Okay. I have to ask you, what's your background? Did you go to uni to study all this kind of stuff? And
Yes.
are your parents an accountant?
No, my parents are not accountants. My parents were small business owners.
Lots of experience there.
They got
What kind of experience?
They've had, I used to live in America. I used to live in Mississippi.
Ooh,
And yeah.
interesting.
Very interesting. They owned a little motel out there with a washing machine business, a little shop and everything. And came back over here. They owned like a little few corner shops and such. And
So they moved to America from here,
yeah.
and then they came back.
Yeah.
Why did they come back?
So I actually have 2 older sisters who are much older than me. My oldest one is 18 years older than me, and the middle one's 13 years older than me. And they actually stayed here when they went off to America. And they thought it got to a point where they wanted to have the family back together, so they came back.
So parents want to see their grandkids all the time.
Of course. So.
Okay.
But my background specifically, I didn't go to university. I actually did an apprenticeship with Sky, which was very foreign to like all my friends at the time, because everyone was looking at their degrees and getting their personal statements ready, and I was just trying to...
You're getting paid in experience at the same time.
Yeah.
What was the apprenticeship for in Sky?
So it was for software engineering, to basically building all kinds of things in the tech space for Sky and Now TV.
Your IT background then?
IT background, yeah.
Okay. And then how did you fall into this?
It's a great question. So it got to a point where I was going to leave Sky. Well, I was working for Now TV at the time, and it was gotten to a point where I wanted to leave. So I knew I was really interested in property. I really love property, probably from my parents as well. And I was looking around, and from my LinkedIn, I got a message about this new startup company that lives literally only 2 people. The idea is that we're going to be building it from the ground up. They need someone to help in the tech space to plan everything in terms of how they want the tech teams to look, build the website, and help on the business side.
So you got a message from LinkedIn?
Yeah, I got a message from LinkedIn.
And was that like an agent scouting you?
So I do have like a regular recruiter that kind of keeps me updated. But I think this time actually came independently from the CTO or one of the 2 brothers that were thinking about forming the company at the time. And I was interested. I talked to my recruiter, and we managed to get an interview. And from there, I worked in a very small, disgusting little office in Victoria with no windows, just us 2 or us 3 trying to build this company. And now we're about 100 people 3 years later, I think.
Really?
Yeah, we've grown quite a lot.
You're doing really well.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about running a care home, owning a care home or care or something like that. And to get a house, that would probably be work with your system.
That's true. Yeah, as a business, it can 100% work. At the end of the day, these are buy-to-let properties, so they're not meant to be residential properties. So as long as you're not living in them, but you're tenanting them.
Yeah, but you would be tenanting them under the... Yeah, but we can always talk more about that.
Oh, 100%.
That's very, very, very interesting. I'm impressed.
Thank you so much.
You've grown. What have you learned that you wish you knew when you started about this whole business?
Oh, that is a great question. Wow, there's lots of lessons, I think. I think one of the biggest things when it comes to starting a new company and then trying to see that grow is the idea of scale. Everyone wants to grow exponentially very quickly. But I've realized over the years it's better to have more of a structured base and then slowly grow from that to see a better turnover. We try to scale a bit too quickly at times, and it's never turned out the way we want it to be. And it's better to focus on the people you have there, great ideas and great minds, before we venture out to get the next 100 people.
So when you say try to scale, what do you exactly mean?
So we mean as in trying to get the company as big as possible, trying to get as many minds included as possible. But really what you need to have is a driven focus and a kind of like mission statement when it comes towards these things. To have a clear direction is the most key thing you can ask for. People actually say there's been a research in terms of burnout. How often people get burnout, what do they get burnout from? And in the tech space, a lot of people feel burnout. And the reason for that, you would think it was from overworking. But actually, the highest cause of burnout is not having a clear direction. Because of that, people are not focused on exactly what they do. The focus changes all the time. They're always second thinking. It's really painful for your employees and everyone. I've realized having less people, not trying to scale too much means less people trying to throw in opinions for decisions, more of a clearer message, clearer direction.
And less of an impact when things go sideways.
Exactly.
Do you know the term company? You know where that comes from?
Where does it come from?
It comes from the military.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah,
Company
of course, the company.
Organisation. And all that's where you've got mission statement, what we're going for, and all those kind of things. In the military, what we found is that to get a job done, you don't need lots of people.
Yeah.
You need usually small groups of people who go to specific targets to execute certain things. And then you need a big group of people behind them to support them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Where it's needed.
Exactly.
But you don't use all your assets all the time constantly.
Exactly.
So yeah, I understand what you're saying when you use things like that. What would be your advice to someone who's trying to start up a company?
My first advice is get ready for a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of 3 a.m. dinners and a lot of late breakfasts. It's hard work, definitely. I think the best thing you can do, and the best thing I've learned in terms of helping this business is that instead of try and predict what the customer wants, try to reach out to the customer. You'll be surprised how many users or customers will actually sit down with you and talk through what they kind of want and what's kind of better for them. We're always afraid to talk to the customer, feeling it would put them off if you ask them what they want, but they're actually really encouraged to give you their feedback. So stay very close to your customers, I'd say, and build from there.
You spoke about sleepless nights. It combines in with mental health. What's your go-to for relieving tension, mental health?
That's a great question. Actually, my company does this very well. Each month we actually have a mental health day. So each employee takes off a day just to take some time and relax. I tend to read a book or relax, go to the gym, see some friends, try to go outside in nature a bit. I'm trying to see the outside world from my small dark room that I have to work in most days. So yeah, I think that's pretty much my way.
That's good. Employee-wise, I spoke to somebody who's got an app. This lady, interviewed a lady, and her app's going close to her to becoming a billionaire.
Oh wow!
Surprisingly, she's in my Uber, and she says they employ lots of people from Malaysia, one of those countries in the Far East. But she said they pay them American wages.
Yeah.
And where she said from that she get their immaculate staff.
Yeah.
Never any problems. Always being innovative. Always thinking to do more than she's even asked.
100%.
What's your way of? Where do you employ? Are these 100 people British people or they're overseas?
Oh no, they're a much mix of people. We have people from Singapore. We have people currently in China. We still have people. We have a lot of employees from Portugal. Lots of employees from Germany. All across Europe, really, and then as well as that, some Asian countries as well. But the one thing I've seen getting really bigger in the tech space is Nigeria specifically. The developers in Nigeria are phenomenal, absolutely insane. But for a lot of their space, trying to get outside Nigeria to companies that are trying to get all these crazy new tech, I think they're going to be the next source of the crazy industry. They're absolutely passionate developers, and I've talked to so many so far. And I can definitely see the next tech boom coming from West Africa.
When you say about their crazy developers, obviously I'm a layman. Can you elaborate on that? What are they? What kind of things are they doing? That?
Yeah. So as in software engineers. So in the tech space we call them developers. We kind of throw around the term developer and engineer, but what I mean is software engineers. So people that build websites, build software for tools, everything, anything in the tech space basically.
Okay, that's good. What's the impact you want to have on the world? You've got your company, you've got your lovely lady soon to be married, and what are you if you want to leave the world with anything, what is it?
I would like to say I want to leave the world with opportunity. I want to say this: the company that I'm currently working, the long-running idea has always been able to open a share marketplace for all these properties, so that people with a lot less money that can now invest into the property market, which is a bit more stable, gives them so much more opportunity to invest their money and kind of like see a future. And everyone wants to get on the property ladder because it's more of a stable market, more than the stock market, the crypto market. And it's something physical, right? It's something you can touch. So I'd love to leave the world with opportunity.
Okay, that's good. Well, remind people, where can they find you if they're interested in doing any collaborations with you?
100%. So getgrounded.co.uk. Feel free to check out the website. You can also add me on LinkedIn as well, Ravan Patel. And always happy to help anyone, new developers, new business owners, anyone in the property space. Any engineer, starting from new till senior. Very happy to help.
Well, thanks a lot for that, and we wish you well. To the audience out there, I hope you learned from this interview. Coming from, his parents are immigrants, and he's worked his way up. He's done very well. I'm very impressed.
Thank you so much.
We'll probably try and do some kind of collaboration later on.
I would love to.
And just, you can do it moving forward, and
100%.
By all means, hit him up. All his links will be in the bit down below, so feel free to press on them and see what he's truly about. Have
Thank
a
you
nice
so much.
day. We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day as well as vlogging on our social media channels. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.